If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Water has been restored to the North Valley. That was out since Tuesday night of last week, so nice to get water back. You do have to boil it, though. You've got to boil your water, or else you could go down. So, all right, let's get into we'll get into those stories. But first, Stefouche, whose life was saved last Thursday by Good Samaritans, Good Heroes, and we had two of them on in the 4 o'clock hour. So if you missed any part of that, go download the podcast. And so we're going to play. This is from Stefouche himself, a message from the hospital where he currently is hoping that he gets full recovery of his left arm. That's going to be a long road ahead of him, but they've got some great doctors there at UCLA. All right, here he is, Stefouche, thanking everybody for being so concerned about him after his accident.
Hey guys, this is Stefan the Fouche. I'm doing a lot better. It's been a rough couple of days, and there's going to be a rough couple more days ahead of me, but I'm healing really well, and they're taking real good care of me. I miss you all, and I can't begin to thank you enough for all the donations, all the love, all the prayers. It's been just unbelievably humbling, and I can't wait to get back in the studio and start, partying with you all again. All right, love you guys.
There he goes, Stefouche, and hopefully he's back soon. It's going to be I think a long road though. I imagine it's probably a month or so out, maybe more, maybe 2 months before we see him again. But hey, just him walking through that door again will be a miracle, when he comes back. The Woody Show is on every morning on Alt 98.7. Stefouche is a huge, huge Woody fan. Huge. And Woody donated $1,000 to the GoFundMe, along with John Colbell. And they talked about it on his show. On the Woody Show, they talked about Stefouche. And that's his favorite show, and I know he's listening now, so let's play it.
The Woody Show, local news.
And let's get a headline closer to home here in the state of California.
Well, this has been all over the news the past few days. One of our colleagues and a big fan of the Woody Show was involved in a terrible car crash late last week. He goes by Stefouche. His real name is Stefan Cabezas. He works as a board op for Tim Conway Jr.
Yeah.
Also works with Mo Kelly down at our sister station, KFI. Turns out Stefouche did not show up for work. Everybody was wondering where he was. And what happened was he was on his way to work on the 105. Somebody cut him off, and the sudden maneuver caused him to crash into a guardrail. And then his car completely flipped and caught fire. Yeah. Luckily, some good Samaritans dragged him out of the burning car. Somebody put a tourniquet on his arm, and that's all being credited with saving his life.
So did they find the two people that helped him out? Because I know Tim was posting a lot of stuff. Tim Conway Jr. was posting a lot of stuff.
So.
Like, we were looking to identify these guys because they're in the video. You could see video of them and their face and everything else.
Right, it's three men who pulled him out.
We would love to find who they are.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because didn't they also say, his window was down, so his arm was, literally crushed?
It was really bad. A woman put a tourniquet on his arm, and police say he wouldn't have survived if he hadn't been dragged from the car and had his arm wrapped up. So now Stefouche has had surgeries at Harbor UCLA Medical Center. His family and friends are relieved that he survived. And there's also a GoFundMe set up where you can help with medical expenses.
I did.
I made a donation.
As did I.
Nice.
He's a big fan of the Woody Show, too.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
We need them all.
So on GoFundMe, if you search for The Fouche, Foosh, you'll find that GoFundMe there.
That's great, man. Woody and everybody talking about Stefouche. That is terrific. Also, Petros and Money. We're talking about it as well. Matt Money Smith is a little pissed that I've sort of hijacked the hot dog day. Hot dog day was his. He brought in a hot dog steamer twice a year, and everybody in sales and management got together at 5:70 a.m. And then I said, "Oh, well, let's steal that," and we did.
That's all radio is.
Yeah, right. Just stealing crap from each other. You know, if you heard it here, you've not. If you heard anything on the show, that means I've heard it somewhere else.
Yeah, it ain't the first time anybody's heard it.
That's right. For sure. But Petros and Money talked about Stefouche on their program. And so here it is.
My God. Anyway, any other grievances? I mean,
no, and I appreciate your, as someone who worked in a restaurant and around appliances, I believe your solution has worked, so thank you.
Yeah.
I unplugged it for a few minutes. I just plugged it back in, and it does feel as though it is blowing some cold air here.
I have a nice fridge down here, Matt, and guess who leaves it open from time to time?
I'm going to go with your son.
My ingrate son!
But we'll see. I think
we got a lot of dishes.
Maybe he just cracked the door just to be a jerk.
Is this the whole show, Bellio?
No.
He just cracked the door open to be a jerk.
We've got a lot of dishes to wash.
We do. I'm sorry.
The other thing we should say is this. That Friday night was kind of a gnarly deal, and we had some fun about it on the air because Tim Conway lost his engineer, his production engineer, Stefouche.
Couldn't find him.
They couldn't find Stefouche, and I don't think anybody's told this because he's been on TV and the radio, but he's too humble of a guy to actually say this. And Tim Conway on Friday night was so worried about that guy, Stefouche, that, and rightfully so, he went to his apartment in Hawthorne and was getting lost in different neighborhoods. He called me and said, "Ding dong, there's people on the street playing loud music, ding dong."
That's true.
And he went up to the guy's door.
I don't remember hearing this part of the story. From
This white guy from Burbank crawling around Hawthorne with the flashlight. Hey, guys, how are you? And everyone's playing loud music on the
people playing music on the street.
on the corner. Who's playing music on the street?
Is that doo-wop? I'm here on the corners. Are they around a bucket of fire?
That's great.
Stefan's door, and the window was open and the TV was on, and he wasn't coming to the door. And he really, really felt and feared the worst and got to the police, got to do a welfare check, got into the apartment, got the police involved. This whole time, Stefouche's mother and father, not able to get a hold of him all day, very, very worried. Coincidentally, just the day before was Hot Dog Day.
And Stefouche not around.
Well, and no.
Oh,
and then it was a double-up hot dog.
Right, double-up hot dog day.
So
double up.
It seems like they've really taken the hot dog day.
Not acceptable. Also not acceptable.
Like Transformers took the GoBots chain, our hot dog day chain. Anyway,
It's been diluted. It's no longer a special day.
Now it's on Channel 5. It's totally...
It's now on Channel 5.
It's no longer a special day.
Now it's on Channel 5. It's totally intertwined with the Stefouche story now. It's tough for us.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt it's tough.
We're done.
I'm done. But Stefouche, it turned out, once the cops got involved, was in a terrible car accident.
Okay, we'll continue playing this when we come back. This is great. Petros and Money talking about Stefouche and his crazy accident last week.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Stefouche is the big story here at KFI. They had the GoFundMe, which raised a ton of money, and he's going to need it because he's got a long, long road in front of him, this young man. And everyone who donated, we can't thank you enough. I'm going to check out the site here. Let me see. Oh, wow, it appears right on the home page. For Stefouche, right now, it's at $96,366. Man, oh, man.
Woo!
If I was him, again, the first 10 grand would go to those people who saved my life. I'd find out what they wanted, maybe set up a scholarship for that young daughter of one of those lads. Maybe somebody wants an electric bike. Maybe somebody's never been to Hawaii before. I'd I'd start moving those the first 10,000 shillings around and see what we can do. My buddy said it was his idea. A guy named Steve. He said he goes, I'd take the first 10,000 big ones and spend it on those people who saved his life. And I said, I think you're my only friend who calls $1 a big one.
Some Oleans.
Yeah, he goes, I take the first 10,000 big ones. I'm
Clams.
like, you call it $1 a big one? What kind of life you got going on? What's going on with you? But here's Petros and Money talking about Stefouche, and they seem to be angry and out of sorts with us hijacking Hot Dog Day. And then Stefouche. And I think I got that order right. And by the way, I think I got the right order because they did establish Hot Dog Day and we hijacked it. Because the one way, Belly, you'll confirm this. We've been trying to get through to Stefouche to be more, more open and, more involved in the show. And we couldn't get him to do anything with bits or, call-ins or reports or anything.
Yeah, he was kind of shy. And
we got him to open up with hot dogs.
That was the key. That was the secret.
11
Just took a hot
dogs,
dog.
11 cheap Costco dogs, and he was on fire. He ate 11 hot dogs on Hot Dog Day. Wasn't a contest, wasn't a challenge, wasn't a dare. Casually ate 11 hot dogs. Casually. It was unreal. I've never seen anything like that. All right, here's Petros Money talking about Stefouche.
But Stefouche, it turned out, once the cops got involved, was in a terrible car accident and a flaming car and the whole terrible deal, and was pulled to safety. A woman put a tourniquet on his arm. You've seen the story now from then on. And what is the takeaway from it? Tim Conway on local news going, ding dong, if a guy misses Hot Dog Day, ding dong, something's wrong. Rich.
Hot Dog Day is officially left our airport and landed at one adjacent.
Well,
here's the anger over Hot Dog Day.
Well, I don't think that's...
It's true. It's true.
Look, once this Stefouche thing calms down...
Tim Conway's making, not to distract from the most important part of this story, and that is that Stefouche was saved by 3 good Samaritans, a tourniquet, 2 guys pulled him out of a fiery wreck, a woman applied the tourniquets, literally saved his life. He had another surgery today. There's a GoFundMe, by the way, because obviously...
Yeah, his arm is jacked up.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot of help with these medical bills. Not to take away from that. But Tim Conway's now chopping his own onions, which Tim Cates put in our face. Tim Conway is making Rice Krispie treats for people.
Yeah.
He's baking.
Well, you think about it, he does that show, and then he turns around and does all this stuff for everybody, and then he's in the car going around like Batman as a vigilante finding Stefouche.
Which, by the way, I completely thought it would be a drive-by, and we'd find him, and then I could go to the Hustler Casino, which is down the street. That was the plan originally.
Making himself known around Hawthorne to locate the young man.
Ding dong, you seen the Foosh?
He's lapping us.
It's not even close.
But I'm saying we could counter with our own Hot Dog Day, cut up some artisanal pickles, cut up our own onions.
You hear that, Bellio? Get on it.
Bring some various mustards,
Are you talking going high end?
I'm talking...
You're talking going high end. That's what you're saying.
Well, I don't know what kind of hot dogs is Conway serving. He doesn't have the Hoffy hookup like we do.
And Hoffy's got those high end hot dogs.
Exactly
they make some
right.
High end hot dogs.
Bellio, let's get on this.
Right, and we could even boil and steam some sausages.
You talking like we're going brioche buns? Like we're going.
I don't know. What I'm saying.
If they did that, they would be stealing from Angel Martinez. So it's a tennis match.
Right.
It's tennis.
You talking like we're going brioche buns
that Angel brought?
Like we're going
and sausage that Angel brought?
I don't know.
You guys steal all our ideas over there at 570.
Freaking radio thieves.
What's going on with those guys? What's up with those two? Something going on with these guys.
I don't know. What I'm saying is we could counter with our own.
We ain't getting them woke dogs from the Whole Foods, I'll tell you that.
No woke dogs, no. But we could still counter with our own hot dog day. We don't just have to curl up and die like the GoBots. You know?
Yeah.
Once Stafouche gets out of the hospital and he's got his sling on his arm and his pillow.
We can't allow this to devolve into a competition like it happened with the line, because Tim Conway lost his mind.
Yeah.
He lost his mind.
And you know what? And I don't want it to end up like the line, where in the end we look back and we're all embarrassed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're all idiots.
We all feel stupid.
That's right.
That's what they wanted. They
On
had,
the line.
They had something terrible to sell, and they made us go after each other like children to sell it. Yes, Tim.
Two things. Conway does use bottled water only to steam the hot dogs.
Okay, well, that's what we can deal. We can do that.
So that's some above and beyond.
Maybe we use 7-Up, see what happens.
I don't think that's a good idea.
And two, I was thinking about this, and I actually brought this up. I was talking about this with my wife over the weekend. And she said, what if you got into an accident or something happened to you or Ronnie? How quickly would Petros or Matt drive to Burbank to try to find you?
Oh, that's a great question. Tim Cates is their producer. If he got into a wreck in Burbank, would these guys come out of the South Bay and San Pedro to look for Tim Cates? Let me guess.
And would they? Like Conway drove to the South Bay to
Well,
find
in our
Stafouche.
defense, you and Ronnie each have
Families.
significant others, and they would be on top of it immediately. Whereas
Stafouche
Stafouche
didn't have anybody. His emergency number was his number.
His emergency number was Wiener Schnitzel.
So there's that.
So they tried to call his emergency number,
And it was
like,
him.
Hey, it's Stafouche. I'm not there.
So I think that's... Would we be concerned? Of course.
Yeah,
if we're ready to start the show and Tim Cates isn't here, we're going to reach out to the wife.
If I was on the phone with Tim Cates and he was like, hey, I'm on Olive, and I drive over there to see what happened, But at the same time, Stafouche was missing because there was nobody, to find him.
Gotcha.
And Conway took it upon himself as Stafouche's radio father to look after him. And I saw a text from Stafouche's mother to Sharon, which was effusive with praise and gratitude, saying, thank you for finding my son and all this. And, that coupled with the bottled water and the hot dog steamer and the chopped onions,
Rice Krispie treats.
That's hard to overcome.
Now,
that's like giving up 21 points in the first quarter, Matt.
Oh, yeah. We're
That's
way
tough to over. We're going to have a hard time. We're a running team. We're not built to win that way.
If I may, Cates.
We're not going to come back.
if I may. Do you feel as though if there were a slant in your wife's query, do you think Leslie was intimating that there's no chance that we would do what Tim Conway Jr., or do you think it's a split? Like she could, I could see Petros maybe do it, but definitely not Matt. Like, what do you think her position before you gave her an answer? What do you think her position
That's
was?
a good question by you, Matt.
Thank you.
I think she was intimating that neither one of you would leave your respective areas of Orange County in the South.
What am I going to do? Tell the Burbank Police Department. Burbank Police, back off.
That's great. Tim sets it up like, that's a good question. Me and my lovely wife, we love you guys. We believe in you. And then hammer, bang, no way you guys would ever, do this for me.
I got this.
I back off the APB, the secret APB that was put out for Cates 24 hours ago. Let me, 50-year-old fat radio host with a huge head, peruse the streets.
I just kind of picture you guys driving around, windows down on the Mazda, and then
how long till we end up?
Like, hey, Cates, where are you?
How long till we end up at the Bob's Big Boy sharing a milkshake with 2 straws?
About 10 minutes.
That's great. All right, that is awesome. But thank you to Petros and Money, man. They do a kick-ass job over there every day. 5:70 a.m. There you go. All right, ding dong. It's Conway Show. We'll come back with some news. I know you guys like news.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Hey, everybody here in Southern California is dealing with roof issues, especially if your home was burned down and you have to deal with roof issues. So every once in a while, we try to get a guy in and a company in to talk about specifics about rebuilding and how you can make your home safer for family and friends. And today's guest is a guy named Levi Ostfeld with Roof Buddy. How you, man?
I'm doing well.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, put the headphones on there with that so you can hear what we're talking about.
All right.
But man, I wish I'd have known you 15 years ago. We had to get a hold of the roof, and it was a disaster. The guy, I mean, we had to hire a second guy to come in to fix what the first guy did.
Yikes.
And it's a lot of work, and it's a big investment for a lot of people.
It sure is.
To get the roof on your house. Are most roofs still composite?
I would say mostly, especially if they've been built before 1980. After 1980, most of them have gone to like tile or Spanish tile or concrete tile. But homes that have been built prior to 1979 are going to be comp shingle.
Okay, and what is the lifespan of a roof nowadays?
Today, you could get roofs that'll last as long as 50 years.
No way.
Yeah, you get
so that could be your final roof.
That could be your do-it-once roof, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
Exactly. But typically, they'll last 20 to 30 years if you're not getting the whole bells and whistles.
And you guys do Spanish tile for people that have money?
We do. Absolutely. They install a little bit more slower, so they don't. You can't knock them out in 3-4 days.
Right.
They move a little slower, but they're good roofs too.
What are the drawbacks of Spanish tile? They crack?
They do crack, hard to walk on.
Impossible to walk on them.
Yeah. There's an art form to it. It's a little tricky. But
do you know the art form?
Myself, I've tried. I didn't fare very well trying.
Oh, that's great. Look, if you don't know it, I don't know who does.
Yeah, well, my foreman, my crews, they're pretty good at it, but those guys are roof ninjas. I can't say the same for myself.
And what does it take, start to finish? Guys building a new house in Pacific Palisades, Malibu, Altadena area. They're at the stage where they want to apply the roof. What is the beginning to end stage, day-wise?
Okay, so if there's no tear-off, so for new construction where there's not going to be a tear-off, we can get a roof, an average-size home done probably about a day and a half.
Really?
Yeah. But if there's a tear-off, you can account for an average home 1 day for the tear-off. City's got to come out the next day, do their inspection, sign off on it, and then we can get the install done in a day too. So an average roof we get done in 3 days.
The reason why it took us so long in our former house in Burbank is, and I didn't know this, and I'm sure they skirted the regulations in Burbank, but they had one roof after another they had 4 piled on top of each other.
Oh yeah, a lot of layers. Oh yeah.
Is that something that you still do?
You're technically not supposed to have more than 2.
That's right. That's what I told him. I said whoever okayed this, or maybe nobody ever came out.
I don't think anyone okayed it.
Yeah,
they just did it.
Right, but does that add extra insulation, or does that put too much weight up there?
It causes a lot of stress on the structural supports. So when we run into that, a lot of times we'll have to replace rafters or structural supports on the roof because they weren't built to withstand so much weight. So it could actually cause a lot of challenges.
It could collapse on you.
It can collapse, and I've seen that many times too.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's
especially
wild.
on some commercial buildings, they'll layer that thing up until it goes down.
I heard a rumor that 99.9% of the people who own homes in California, they do not allow a wood shake roof.
That is correct.
But there's one city that does?
There's one pocket in Long Beach that allows you. I can't tell you why. Maybe they're just right by the water. They're not worried about fire hazard or something. But that one little pocket, you can install a wood shake roof. There's nowhere else that you can install, at least to my knowledge.
And wood, obviously, because it catches fire.
That's correct.
Are these new roofs, are they fireproof?
They are. Yeah, whether it's comp shingle roof, they have a Class A fire rating, tile. Those obviously are going to be fire resistant. So.
Right. And that's what you're looking for. And, the old days when my parents had a house in Tarzana and it was a big vent, it was almost like the size of a window. Now they're much smaller so the sparks don't get in there.
Yeah, a lot harder to get through when those low profile intake vents. Yeah. So they allow airflow, but they're there to protect it from debris, wind-driven rain, so less prone for embers to come in there.
And once they put the new roof on, and these guys did a great job, 15 years ago. I said, "Where are the vents?" And he said, "No, they're on the top. You can't see them, but that top line, that whole thing is a vent."
Yeah, that's called the ridge vent.
Yeah, the ridge vent's a great idea because that's where all the heat is.
That's right. That's right. The heat raises to the top, and Boom.
That's a great idea. How many people you got working for you?
Well, in the office.
How many crews?
Well, we got 6 crews total.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's between our Bay Area office and our Southern California offices. And then we have about 20 project managers. And then we have everybody in the office, production and everything else that goes with it.
I didn't know
It's
you
a
were in
lot
the
of
Bay
fun.
Area. How long have you been in the Bay Area?
That's our newer office. We just opened up the Bay at the end of last year, late November.
And do you have a history of roofing? Was your dad into it or?
No, not
Mom?
at all. Not at all. I moved here from Canada. It was the second job that I had. I was a project manager.
Oh, good for you.
I didn't love the way the client was treating their customers or their quality of install, and I figured we could just do it better.
Oh, I love Canadians. They're very nice people. Where in Canada?
Toronto.
Whereabouts?
If you know Thornhill?
No.
Just north of Toronto proper.
I did a TV show up there called Boogie's Diner back, I don't know, 1995, probably before you were born. And we stayed at the Sutton Place there in downtown.
Oh,
It was
okay.
spectacular.
Oh, it's beautiful. down
Beautiful
there.
town.
Yeah, it's so nice.
It's one of the greatest towns in the world. I remember sitting there at a Great Western Hotel when the O.J. Simpson chase was going on the freeway. They were showing the NBA on the big screen, then the small screen was O.J. Simpson. And then about 20 minutes into it, they realized nobody's watching the game, and they flipped it. The big screen was O.J., and the small screen was the NBA playing.
Oh, my God.
I think it's the NBA Finals, I think it was. All right, so if people want to get a hold of you, 866-95-BUDDY.
That is correct.
And roofbuddy.com. And you guys are offering 2 years without money?
2 years, no payments, no interest. We also have low monthly payment options, and
Really?
estimates are good for 2 years. So if now's not the right time, you can always get you a price.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Lock it in.
Yeah, okay. All right. And all right. So phone them up, 866-95-BUDDY or roofbuddy.com. And you guys got a hell of a lot of 5-star reviews, which is impossible in this business.
Yeah, I mean it's not an easy business. Roofing is messy, but we were, I believe as of today, 295 reviews on Google at a 4.7 star. So
That's great.
We do everything we can to take care of our clients.
All right. If you are rebuilding in Pacific Palisades or Malibu, out in the Altadena area, and you want a great guy to come out and give you an estimate that's good for 2 years, go to roofbuddy.com, roofbuddy.com. Levi, thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you so much
Nice
for
to
having
see
me,
you.
Tim.
Roofbuddy.com. It's Conway Show. We're live on KFI. More now, correct.
You're listening.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
To Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
All right. They promised water. They originally said last Friday that you'd have some water. And then they said, it's not going to happen. We just can't get our act together. So then they said maybe Saturday. And then I heard it was Sunday. And then finally, early this morning, they got the water going again. They got it restored. But families were without water for a long time. Huge inconvenience. Huge inconvenience.
The good news is everyone should be waking up to running water this morning. They can use that for things like doing laundry,
That's
flushing
right.
a toilet, taking a shower.
Things you use water for.
But as you can see behind me, still not safe to drink yet. That boil water notice remains in effect. LADWP says that will be the case until water quality testing is complete, and that could take a few more days. Take a look. A broken valve caused all of this. Now, getting to it was tough, but workers finished fixing it over the weekend.
I hope once they got to it, that they put some cement around it so whenever they have to get to it again, they don't have to dig 24 feet of dirt and shut the water off for 5 days. You think they did that? Probably not.
When that valve broke last Tuesday, customers immediately reported no or little water flow. Throughout the weekend, all customers, even those who were getting some water, were urged not to use it so that pressure within the system would stay stable and repairs could be made. Now, that's no longer necessary. Everything's been fixed and folks can use water for household functions. But take a look. Again, everyone impacted should still be using bottled water to drink. And the lines at water giveaway spots like Holly Burnson Memorial Park and O'Melveny Park, those were very long over the weekend.
A lot of people will miss that. They get into tragedies, They're like, I miss having to drive down the street to get water. There's those people. But families without water for a long time, they didn't like it at all.
People in this community have been going without water now for 6 days.
Wow.
They have been remarkably patient. We're on Cessnon, and you can see right over there, Balboa is at the end. Part of the street is still closed off, and crews are working nonstop to fix this problem.
Yeah, and they finally did it 3:30 this morning.
It's been pretty much a nightmare for us.
That's right.
No showers, no toilets, no hand washing.
Simple everyday things we take for granted, like washing up, cooking, even flushing the toilet, have
things you do with water.
been impossible for thousands of people who live in Granada Hills and Porter Ranch since August 5th.
It's been, very difficult to us, to all the families in Porter Ranch here. But, thanks to the city, we're getting water, and then hopefully, everything gets resolved, pretty soon.
The city of LA has been handing out bottled water at distribution sites for those affected.
It's been nonstop since 7 o'clock.
I wonder if that'll still go on. I wonder if they'll still be giving out water, because you can't drink the water. It's not good for you. You got to boil it first. I don't know how long you have to boil it for, but I can't imagine it's long.
We're going till 9 o'clock tonight.
But then once it's boiled, you got to cool it down to use it. That takes a while. Can't just stick that in the freezer.
We're going till 9 o'clock tonight.
But residents say what they really need is water flowing from the...
It's flowing. It's flowing, baby. It's back. The water is back to the North Valley, and that emergency is over. Thank God. Those people up there, 5-6 days with no water. And it's a tremendous inconvenience, the things you take for granted. Using the shower, bathroom, can't do any of it. No, it's a bad vibe. All right, this is the Conway Show. If you missed the first hour, we talked about Stefouche, and we had two of the 5 people that saved Stefouche's life. They came on with us, and that was some good radio, man. Good listening. So go back and listen to the 4 p.m. hour if you missed any part of that. It's Conway Show. We're live on KFI, AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.